If y'all like favorites videos, you are probably going to rather enjoy today's video and the upcoming videos that I'm going to be doing, which are the Angie Awards. So this is basically me saying in the entire year of 2021, these are my absolute favorites for the year, standouts for the year in this product area. This video is going to be basically makeup, like beauty products, makeup, and then I'm gonna do a separate video for, I think how I'm gonna do that one is like skincare, body care, and hair. I'll put all that in one, my favorites in those categories. But then I also want to do sort of a lifestyle category, maybe even a homeschool category. I'm not entirely sure all the categories. If you are interested, keep watching, obviously. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and leave me a comment down below and let me know if you've tried any of these products that I mentioned. Everything will be linked, and I do have things across different price points. So, drugstore price points for beauty products, as well as some of the, Sephora, Nordstrom's higher end products as well. And of course, as I mentioned, all of my Angie Awards videos are going to include a giveaway. So stay tuned to the end of the video and I will go over what is going to be in the giveaway. So let's jump into my beauty product favorites. You may want to grab some coffee, some tea, a water, a glass of wine, I don't know, whatever floats your boat, because I am chatty. I'm a chatty Cathy and I've got some stuff to share. So this is going to be a chat video. So it makes the most sense to me to start in the order in which I would put these things on le face. Frankly, there's a lot of things I could share in the sort of primer, before you put on foundation type, category. But I've spoken about so many of those products so many times. So really the only new thing that I'm using in that realm that I think is worthy of an Angie Award, dubious honor. This is from the brand Lilah B. And you can see I just have the smaller, I guess what would be considered the travel size. And this is their A Glow Priming Oil. So this is a very, emollient, oily product. And it does have like a glow to it, a tint to it. Something like the Lumi Glotion from L'Oreal, that doesn't really leave much of a tint on my skin, but this does. And so I use just a very pea-sized amount of it and I mix it with something else. So I will mix it with a lotion, like a MAC strobe cream, some primer oil. I'll mix it with something else. And I've been using this right now in the winter when I am so very pale to just bring a little bit of life to my skin. It definitely helps. I'm very fair and I end up looking kind of sickly in the wintertime when I have no natural, color from sun. This is just sort of the happy medium for me that allows me to get a little bit of color onto my skin and make it look that I'm not completely, utterly deceased, but it doesn't have a weird orangeness to it. It doesn't make it look like I have fake tanner on. It's just, I don't know, it's just the right amount for me. It's kind of that perfect middle ground between having some facial self tanner on and nothing at all. So this is the travel size. They do make a larger size in this. And to be honest, when this is out, I will probably invest in the larger one because I love it that much. Now, I suppose next we would be talking about foundations. These are my top two picks and they are more recent in the last few months, but they really kind of overshadow anything that I used the rest of the year. So I have been humming and hawing about trying this particular foundation for a couple of years, and I just finally bit the bullet. Maybe I got this in the Nordstrom sale, I can't remember. This is the Dior Forever Skin Glow, I believe is what it is called. So this is a 24-hour wear Radiant Perfection skin caring foundation with sunscreen. So it's a hydrating, sort of illuminating foundation. This is what I have on today. And it definitely applies differently whether you use a sponge or a brush. Today I used a brush, a lot of times I use a sponge, but I do think that you will use less of it and waste less of it with a brush. The sponge does unfortunately just suck some of it up. But I absolutely love this foundation. It has arguably the most skin-like finish of any foundation. Once I tried it, I was like, why did I wait so long? Dang it. So this is the color 2CR. not named after my husband. I think it's Cool Rosy is what the CR stands for. So my only regret is that I didn't try it sooner, because it's absolutely a beautiful foundation. The next foundation we're going to talk about, this one is even newer to me. However, upon first use of it, I just instantly fell in love and was like, I can't believe I have never tried a cream stick foundation before, not that I can think of. And I have really fallen in love with this brand, Merit. So this is the foundation stick. The color match for this on my skin when I don't wear the Skin Glow is completely perfect. It literally completely disappears on my face when I put it on, and this is the color Dune, and it blends so beautifully. I did go ahead and buy the Merit foundation brush that you are meant to apply this with, because again, I'd never really used a cream foundation before, so I wanted to give it the best shot that I could, and I didn't think a beauty blender would probably work very well with it. The long and short of it is, the product is amazing. That I really like the brush. I have another one of their products to show you for a later part of this video, but they don't carry a huge, like a giant selection of things. They have a smaller collection of products, but they're a clean beauty brand. They sell them at Sephora, though you can also purchase from their website. And I love this foundation. So if you've wanted to try a, sort of like creamy foundation stick, I would highly recommend this one. Again, the colors and tones I think are really beautiful, and the finish is beautiful. Okay, I gotta move faster than this. I can't talk so long about things. So hopefully you'll just take my word that if they're in this video, I really, really love them, and so will you. I'm gonna try not to talk so long about each product because it's gonna take forever. Let's move on to concealers. I have to say, I have tried probably more concealers this year than any other beauty product because I feel like I've had a really difficult time finding good concealers this year. One of the ones I always end up coming back to are my Maybelline Fit Me concealers. These are drugstore products. They're affordable concealers, and I wish that they had the right shade for me in between these two. So I have 10 and 15. I can use both of these when I'm using the Skin Glow and the slightly darker foundation. I feel weird saying that because it's literally number 2 instead of number 1, but you get my point. I really, really like these. I inevitably come back to them. I'm not complaining though. I mean, I really like them. If you are looking for a very high coverage concealer for event purposes, this is the RCMA Makeup brand. Sorry, it's a little dirty. This is in the shade G20. This is a extremely pigmented concealer, extremely pigmented. And you can't even like say, oh, I'm gonna squeeze out like a dot, a dime. Like you just kind of have to like touch a little bit of the concealer and then just blend it, warm it up, blend it. It's that thick and that full coverage that I think you have to be so careful and use such a small amount with it. Whatever amount you think you need to use, like cut that in half. So for me, this is definitely not an everyday concealer, but family pictures or an event or something like that I really wanted good full coverage, long-lasting makeup. This RCMA concealer is bomb. It's just very hard to work with. You have to be very careful and know exactly what you're doing with it. Otherwise, you can definitely go overboard and then you will hate it. So that's my RCMA concealer thoughts. Okay, the sun was coming in a little bit weird, so I wanted to close those curtains a little bit. Okay, let's talk about bronzers. I love bronzers. I love going a little bit crazy with bronzers, especially in the summertime. I end up using them as like eyeshadow, bronzer, blush. My sort of best of bronzers for the year are this Physicians Formula. Again, this is a drugstore bronzer. This is the Butter Bronzer. I've used a different version of this years ago. They had just one version. I really liked it. It smells divine. And then I found other things and I just never used it again, but they did release new ones, more colors. So this is actually the Deep Bronzer, and I'm very careful with it. I'm very light-handed with it. I like to use a big fluffy brush. This is like a Real Techniques brush, a big fluffy brush. It does come with like a little spongy thing, but I've never used that. So for $10, it's quite the steal. I really like it. In terms of cream bronzers, at least to my knowledge, there's not a ton out there on the market. it. This is one of the areas that I feel like some of the brands could stand to make a few more products in the cream bronzer realm. You know, I really, having dry skin and aging skin, I much prefer to stay in the cream product range. I find that that helps my skin not to look as old and haggard and wrinkly and aging and just sad. So I like to often stick with the cream type products. So this is again, something new for me this year, and this is the KVD. Apparently we're not calling it Kat Von D anymore. She was bought out. I don't know all the drama with that. There's absolutely no way I could stay on top of that, but I do know that Kat Von D is no longer part of the brand. It is KVD. So this is the Fair Cool shade 90. So it has a large doe foot applicator, and it is a liquid bronzer. So I guess that would technically be different than a cream bronzer, which would be pressed and whatever. But I'm not gonna put this on right now, obviously, but I just dot it right here and then blend it out. And you can see that it has like a gray tone. This is not an orangey shade by any means, and it really is beautiful. And if I remember correctly, there is a decently large shade range in these different tones. Again, when I'm mostly using this for like actual contour, which I don't do every day. A lot of times I just pop bronzer on. But if I am gonna do the full thing and do some contouring and stuff, I really, really love this product. It is new to me, but so good. In terms of blushes, you know, cream blushes are just always my go-to, always. Believe it or not, I've actually gotten rid of a lot of makeup over the years. I've kept one blush palette. I had a Pixie blush palette that I loved, but I used the heck out of it and took it on so many trips and everything. A lot of the blushes inside there broke, and I just ended up having to get rid of that, which was a bummer to me because it was my favorite blush, you know, palette ever. And I've kept one blush palette that is the Jaclyn Hill one that's actually powder. Otherwise, I just use cream blushes. Again, I told you guys we're gonna see Merit a couple times. So this is their cream blush. This is the shade Raspberry Beret. As you can see, it is a very, very berry toned blush. Kind of has like a dome shape here. So if you wanted to, you could just, well, I guess we're just doing this now. You could just apply this directly, though you may not want to get all of the germs and such mixed up in there, and then just pat it out with your fingers or a brush. But I really, really love the Merit blushes. If you wanted a more affordable option, but just as good, just as beautiful, are the Super Cheek from Beauty Pie. This one is Bear Blush, which again is another berry tone similar to the one I just showed you. These are very, very affordable. I'm telling you, I don't know how many times I can talk about Beauty Pie and how much I love the brand and the products that I've tried from them. Their prices are incredible. The quality is incredible. So I've had zero regrets from anything I have purchased from Beauty Pie. These are my two favorite blushes overall, the Merit and the Beauty Pie for cream blushes. All right, in terms of like eyebrow products, I have a whole little compartment here of different brow pencils and stuff. I don't really have anything there that I'm all that jazzed about. It's the same stuff I've used over and over again for years, other than this product to share with you. And this is the Benefit Highbrow Duo Pencil. You can see that it is dual-ended. There's a champagne shade and a just kind of like plain pink. The more champagne side is called soft gold, and it has a little bit of sparkle because there's really not like glitter chunks in it. It's just a little bit of like iridescence. Again, to me, that's more of like a doing up the makeup big time, or, you know, inner corner of my eye kind of thing. I use the other side, which is in the linen pink shade. This works well for me, being that I'm pale and with a slightly pink rosy-ish undertone. And this is what I use after I put on my eyebrow pencils or whatever. I just go under and sort of sharpen up the edges of my brows with this. And that was something I used to do in my makeup routine years ago, and then I kind of quit doing. I've always kind of loved the unruly wild brow look. Yeah, I mean, I kind of surprised myself with this one, the fact that I even purchased it at all, but I really like it, and I've really been enjoying using it and enjoying kind of what it does for my makeup. Again, this is probably not something I would use in the summer when I just overall generally wear less makeup, but in the fall, winter, spring, that's 3 of the 4 seasons, so I'm getting a lot of use out of it. Okay, let's move on to eyes. You know, I'm gonna keep it simple. I have but 2 shadow type things to share with you guys. And again, you're going to have heard me talk about these before, but I just can't not, okay? Because I can't, I would have to lie and make something up otherwise, because this is pretty much all I use are these two products. Of course, it's the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. Is that what it's called? Yes, the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize cream eyeshadows. This one is in the shade Amber Gold. This is a newer one to me, and I'm really glad I bought this because it's definitely trumping some of the other shades that I had. But my two favorite shades in this to wear is this one, Amber Gold, and the other shade is Marie Antoinette. I'm not entirely sure if they sell because I haven't seen it. It might have been a limited edition. I'm very sorry if that is true, but I will see if I can link it. But the Marie Antoinette and Amber Gold are my two favorites for right now. In the summer, I really like the copper, I can't remember if it's Walk of No Shame. I really like the more coppery ones in the summer, but for right now, these two are my absolute favorite in terms of cream eyeshadows. Again, I could talk about the Bobbi Brown sticks, the Laura Mercier sticks, the Beauty Pie sticks, which are dupes of those for like $6. But if I'm having to just pick my ultimate award-winning favorites, it's these. And then this little quad palette that I picked up on clearance at Sephora during one of the sales. I don't remember. It is from Mario, Makeup by Mario. Hopefully you can see the shades. This like sort of antique gold shade here is absolutely beautiful. And then you also kind of have your typical coppery gold and champagne. And then this sort of rusty terracotta shade. I think I paid, I want to say this was like $15. Again, I don't really know the prices of Makeup by Mario stuff on the regular, and this just says BG1, BG2, 3, 4, so I don't know what the shades are, if you can buy them separately or in a different palette. I'll do a little research and put the information, but this is basically the only eyeshadow palette that I have been wearing for the last at least 6 months. If I'm gonna wear powder shadows, is this Makeup by Mario one. It's just, despite the fact that I do, yes, have a lot of makeup, I have simplified the type of makeup that I wear, and therefore I tend to spend more on certain products, skincare, but also like foundations, concealers, things like that. And I don't buy eyeshadow palettes anymore. I don't buy the newest, $40, $50 eyeshadow palette. I just don't buy those anymore because I know I won't use them. I stick to the cream eyeshadows, and occasionally, like I said, this was on clearance and I really liked the colors, so I thought I'd give it a whirl, but typically I'm not buying new eyeshadow palettes. Now in terms of eyeliners, which we cannot forget, I just have to mention it, even though you've heard me talk about it ad nauseum. It's the Charlotte Tilbury, the dual-ended liner. But one end is kind of a plummy purple shade, and the other is a very, kind of electric copper shade. Love to wear this one in the summer. It doesn't quite look as good when I'm so pale. But in the summer when I have a tan, I really like that shade. But this plummy purple, reddish shade, you might think, oh gee, this is going to make you look sick. It really doesn't. It's absolutely beautiful. And I found during the Nordstrom sale, this is actually, I guess, the Pillow Talk shade is what this is. This purple, I think we've spoken about this before, where I was kind of panicking that I'd have to buy a bunch of these pencils, but it is the Walk of Shame. So I've got one here, backup, ready to go whenever this plummy purple shade runs out, because I love this copper shade, but it's something I could live without. This one I love so much, so I'm glad I was able to find it in a full-sized pencil. The other pencils that I would highly recommend that definitely win my award, because these are just, I always reach for these same things, are the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. There's a lot of shades that I love. I use the brown, I think, which is Demolition, just the standard brown. A lot of times in my upper waterline, because I don't really wear like liquid black liner anymore. But of course I want the waterline to be kind of filled out. But the shades Smog and Bourbon, these are both kind of, it's not really glitter, but it's just more of a sparkly, iridescent brown, bronze type shades. They're really, really beautiful, and I love them so much. They sharpen up well. They're very workable. Part of the reason I love them is because they're so easy, right? You just put it on your lash line, and then I just smudge it out, sometimes with my finger, okay? Like sometimes I might use a little pencil brush, but most of the time I slap some of that cream eyeshadow on, like the Charlotte Tilbury one, I take this, I roughly run it there, and then I pat it with my finger and I put my mascara on and I go. It's really, really simple, and I've come to really enjoy that just kind of like smoked out look, no harsh lines. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely a time and a place for good black eyeliner like cat eye. I just don't find myself wearing that hardly ever. I think I've worn it once this year that I can think of, one time. That's my thing about eyeliners. Now mascaras, you know, you're going to hear the same thing you've heard me say a million times, because I just have yet to find anything that beats the Bite mascara, the Bite Upswing mascara. Blackest black. It gives you crazy, insane volume. It's unbeatable to me when I want a really dramatic mascara. This is just awesome. Now, this one, I wasn't really in the market for a mascara because I love this one so much. This is the Beauty Pie Mascara. This is their Uber Volume Boost Velvet Mascara. This is my favorite mascara for my less makeup days. If you are somebody, and this is just my guess, but if you're somebody that has very naturally pretty lashes, like naturally long or naturally thick, to me, this is like the perfect enhancing mascara. So if you don't want a lot of volume, I don't know how to explain it because it does still do that. It does still lengthen and give volume and make your eyelashes look fantastic. It just does it in a more subtle, natural way. And I was very pleasantly surprised by this. I try not to have a bunch of mascaras open, but I had to throw out my one that I used alternative to this when I wanted a little bit more tame mascara. I had to throw that one out because of the sty situation that I had going on this summer. Terrible, terrible sty that I got, if y'all remember. And very painful, to be honest. So this was my replacement for that. I don't know why I didn't have high expectations for it, because I really liked, again, all the Beauty Pie products. But I think when you love something so much, it's hard to imagine anything that you will love as well. And it's hard to explain. This is like first kid, second kid. Okay, you're like, how will I ever love the second child as much as I love the first child? And the second child comes along and they're totally different. They're not the same at all. And yet you love them just as much. It's just different but same. That's it. First child mascara, second child mascara. You love them both. Okay, we're making it. You guys are surviving. I'm very proud of you if you're still here. Let's talk about lip products. So lip products, again, everybody's a little bit different here, and I have a few different things to share with you. The first thing is something that you've heard me talk about a bunch. This is my collection of them right here. These are the Revlon Super Lustrous Shine lipsticks. Yeah, I have, I don't know what, 8 shades of these. They're absolutely beautiful. Nude Illuminator. These just glide on. They are the easiest to apply, easiest to wear lipsticks. You don't need a mirror if you're oot and a boot and you just want to like pop it on real quick. You don't need a mirror, you don't need a lip liner, you don't need to worry about anything. It's smooth, it's glidey, and it's not harsh and hard to wear. It's not drying on your skin. I even have like a hot pink color here. I have some of their darker shades, but often whenever someone's asking me what lipstick I'm wearing, it's one of these, okay? It's one of these. I have a bunch. Secondary to that, the Merit. I told you guys I really love Merit. This is their lip oil. I am not somebody who usually goes for brown taupey shades because I feel like I'm like worried it's gonna make my teeth look yellow. But a beauty guru that I watch here on YouTube recommended this one, and I really liked how it looked on her, and I just wanted to give it a try, and I fell in love with it, so much so that my mom has gone out and purchased it. There may or may not be one right here for you guys in the giveaway, just saying. I love this Merit lip oil. Again, it's just very easy to wear, glides on. This is a great kind of natural everyday shade. And I actually keep this one in my purse because I feel like no matter what I'm wearing, I can throw this on and it looks good. So that's my purse lipstick. Sorry, I probably should have broken these up into lipsticks, balms, but whatever. This is the Beauty Pie Wonder Gloss. This is the collagen lip oil. I actually am wearing this more berry shade today. I really love it. I have lipstick on underneath it, a MAC lipstick called Captive. So it's not as intense. You could wear this by itself and have it not be as intense. This is the shade Jammy. Again, I told you guys, I really love the Beauty Pie products. They're very affordable. I love these lip oils. I do actually have a couple shades in them. They're very reminiscent if you've ever tried like the Tower 28 lip glosses, kind of like that. I have purchased a few lipsticks from Lisa Eldridge because she's really the makeup goddess, if you will. To me, she is the ultimate, you know, beauty channel on YouTube. She has so much just knowledge. You know, she really just like teaches you techniques and stuff. She's just fantastic. So I knew when she released a product that it was going to be killer, because Lisa Eldridge is not going to put her name on something that isn't amazing. So I have tried a couple of her lipsticks. Now, I don't typically go for matte lipsticks, and that's what her velvets, I'm not sure exactly how she describes them. They are technically matte, but they're supposed to be like non-drying mattes. First of all, the bullet that it comes in is absolutely beautiful. It's gold. It has her little logo here, and it's magnetic, so this slips on and stays on. So this is the shade Velvet Carnival. I have been wearing this lip combination, a little bit of the Velvet Carnival. This is gonna sound like very high maintenance. Put lip liner on, put this on, and then in the center part of my lip, I put this. This is a KKW, Kim Kardashian's makeup brand. This is one of her lipstick shades. It's the shade 1 Pink, very light shade of lipstick, like a very sort of nude lipstick, if you will. And I put it right there in the center, and it makes my lips look much bigger. In fact, a couple of videos that I've worn it in, I've had people be like, have you been getting more lip injections? The point is that it kind of gives you this like, you just got lip injections look. The Velvet Carnival shade and a little bit of the Kim Kardashian number 1 Pink shade in the center. It's just a really beautiful lip look that's kind of more, I don't want to say natural, but it just kind of more blend. It's not as bold, if you will, as like this that I'm wearing today. That's obviously kind of a bold lipstick. This is definitely something you could wear on the daily. Those are my lipstick picks. I think that's everything that I picked for lipsticks. Is that enough? I think so. Okay, I think that covers everything for beauty products. Again, this video was very long, I realize, and a bit rambly and all over the place. I appreciate it if you made it through all of my rambling. So those are my Angie Award winners for 2021, all products that I really, really have loved this year, and that get my sort of stamp of approval, if you will. Again, a bit of a dubious honor, but you know, I can do what I want. This is my channel. There will be a smattering, if you will, of the products that I shared in today's video included in the giveaway. So check down below in the description box, and I'll list out down there everything that the winner will be receiving. Taupe lip oil and the mascaras and other things like that that aren't as shade specific to whether or not, you know, like where you are on the skin tone range quite as much. So be sure to check the description box. I will list out everything that the giveaway winner will be receiving, as well as all the instructions on how to enter. But that's it for today's video. That's it for today's Angie Awards. I, again, appreciate you so much, especially if you made it all the way through this video. I'm very, very grateful for you. I hope you guys had a fantastic end of 2021. Looking forward to 2022, and I will see you guys again very soon.